During the mid to late 2000s, a brutal war was being fought between two factions, America and an enemy that came from foreign lands and struck us right here on our very own diabetic, supersized, freedom-loving soil. It was the most devastating attack this country has ever seen. It rushed thousands of young men to fight each other, and it sparked up a war that lasted forever, only for America to sloppily pull out in the end, fellas. Then the enemy would conclude and undo this forever war in mere moments. That enemy was the organization that we've all come to know as PlayStation, and that war was the console wars, baby. Whoa! Pimps! I take a week off and my favorite studio in the universe gets executed, then gamers engage in a short bus battle of the century over a game that shocked everyone by being exactly what everybody expected it would be. Christ, you can barely take a shit these days. But I think the most interesting thing about the release of Starfield is the resurgence of the console wars. You remember those, right? It was back when Sony fans tried to convince everyone else that Uncharted was infinitely better than playing Halo with the boys, all while they cried themselves to sleep. Right up until Xbox kamikazed all their long-running franchises into obscurity, didn't make any new games, canceled anyone that tried, and killed anyone who was capable, all while dancing in front of their fucking fabulous NSA spy device. Think about it! Whereas PlayStation just simply kept going. Also Nintendo. But I mean, come on. Go back to stroking your Wiimote and smashing your brothers, or whatever you people do. Anyways, flash forward to current gen, and you may have thought the wars were over, especially considering Philly Cheesesteak here threw in the bib and gave up on making games only about 2 months ago after being shocked that they found themselves at 3rd place in the console wars, forgetting that they actually had to make games to compete. Although, granted, PlayStation seems to be making plenty of money not making games either. But little did anyone know, including Fellatio here, that Starfield was coming out in mere months. And Christ, this intro is getting too goddamn long, so for the sake of it, flash forward to the game being out and shit is slinging like a goddamn zoo out here. PlayStation fans hate it and get caught on stream lying about it.
Do you think part of it is just that, the fact that she asked you to burn the bodies and shit, and it should be more of a choice versus she forces you to do it and it's almost like it's scripted at that point?
That's some of it.
I mean, that didn't happen at all in the game, so I'm assuming you haven't played it yet.
No, I swear to God.
And Xbox fans are guzzling Todd Howard's holy water. Never have I seen something so mid get so violated since Billy Boy Clinton was in office. By no means is Starfield an excellent game, as I'll tell you in a moment. But the number of PlayStation, I call them dick riders, but I know they prefer walking, that I've seen take 2 minutes out of their 20-minute walk along to sling false shit about a game, all to win some fictional console crusade, is the exact energy that we've been missing in gaming for the last decade. This has got the blood feud pumping. This is what gaming's all about. Don't let these wussies tell you, oh, can't we be excited for both Spider-Man 2 and... what the fuck was that other game called? Right? Starfield? No! Pick a side and bleed! But with that being said, you know, it's really fitting that they brought Spider-Man to PlayStation. They probably knew their audience could relate to a protagonist without a father. Anyways, these Sony dickwalkers kept blowing the same talking points so far out of proportion that they missed the pile of actual insults right in front of them. Take this one common insult right here, for example. People keep saying the opening of Starfield is so boring that it makes them appreciate the absolutely electric opening of PlayStation exclusives. Let's check in with PlayStation to confirm that. And that's what I thought. Point for me, point taken away from PlayStation. And now another thing is, one guy said that there were no space powers in this game. That shit was in the trailer. Point for me, point taken away from PlayStation. Another talking point is that this is a menu screen simulator. If you find yourself in the menu screen for more time than you're actually playing the game, I'll refer you to the mighty words of Todd. Don't be poor. Point for me, point taken away from PlayStation. Now on the other side of this console war, you have the Xbox. How do you insult someone that has nothing? I'm honestly asking you. Yelling at Xbox is like yelling at a homeless man. What am I gonna do? Insult Forza Horizon? Say people only like it because Rockstar Games stopped making the better franchise a decade ago? I would never. Besides, I've seen your showcase, and, you know, I'll be real, this is about as good as it's gonna get for you guys, alright? Savor it. Point for me, pie in the face for Bill Gates. Then you go over to Metacritic, the #1 shit-slinging supplier for validating opinions, and that's like the Iwo Jima of this new console war. You look at the negative reviews and find account after account review-bombing Xbox and praising PlayStation. My favorite account being the account that gave the very same game a 9 on PS5 and a 4 on Xbox, citing the DualSense controller being a real game changer. Well shit, I guess Capcom really pulled one over on the PC players then. To quote a great man, I bet they're so jealous. Stand up when you're talking out of your ass so I can hear you. And then you have this guy that gave Horizon Forbidden Razor a 10 out of 10. that answer. And then you look on the flip side and you look at the positive reviews and you'll find a 10 out of 10 review stating, too bad the Sony fanboys are review bombing it. And then let's look at their review history and yep, that's what I thought. You know, I mean, now they are about 3 games away from being right, but that's not my goddamn point. Then we have the real psychopaths out there like this guy that gave Diablo 4 a 10 out of 10. Sickening. I mean, he didn't even review Starfield. I don't know if this guy ever even played it, but it's not really relevant to the return of the console wars at all. But, you know, still sickening. And then we've got the third faction out here that I haven't mentioned because I don't like talking about them, and they are the bear fucker. And to them I say, pipe down or back into the bear. The adults are talking. The only dice rolling I do is hardcore gambling with my entire fortune on the line. Grow up, buddy. Anyways, with all this propaganda flying from both sides, it's hard to know what's real and what's somebody sitting on the shitter getting a good laugh out of pissing off the distinguished critical thinkers of Twitter. And I'm here to deliver the Todd's honest truth about Starfield. But before I get to that, compare that boring-ass survival game No Man's Sky to the action RPG Starfield one more fucking time, and I can send you to see just how many men are in the sky. Anyways, the Starfield review.
Who's laughing now?
It's perfect, pimp. The old honest Reed Todd did it again. As I called it, it is the greatest game ever made.
No small talk. I like it.
Well, this is utterly ridiculous. Do we really have to jump through these hoops to get what we need from you?
It provides an experience that you simply cannot get anywhere else. Stop resisting!
Stop resisting!
It's gone! He piloted the fucking ship with his hands bound behind his back. Incredible shit.
Hand it over. The owner caught you.
Wait, what the fuck?
Wait a minute.
He was joshing!
Wait a minute.
You were joshing!
$1 bounty added. Wow.
And then he fucking went right back down to
Wait
the
a minute.
goddamn
Whoa, 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 whoa.
What the f- This
There you are.
or have a man levitate up into the air, forcing you to jump off of a cliff just to talk to him, shatter your legs on the way down, gain frostbite during the conversation, all while you look up to him fucking snapping your neck, and he's looking down at you through his chins.
No, my connection might have gotten a bit fuzzy there.
Or whatever this conversation right here is.
Thank you for talking to me.
You're just figuring this out?
No, she's in trouble.
Wait, you read each other?
Focus.
Or gut checking a friendly, then talking to them as they bend over in agony on the floor.
Yeah, she's
good.
fine.
Oh, no,
She's
all
fine.
Or randomly becoming wanted in New Atlantis numerous times because you forgot to pick up a mine you threw down during a faction mission, and it keeps misting local citizens like they're walking through an old Yugoslav minefield.
I'm sorry. Heat beat.
Stop resisting!
Drop
Stop
your weapon!
resisting!
Drop your
your weapon! Starfield is the Sharknado of Bethesda games, and that was exactly what I knew I was buying. You buy it, you play it, you have fun, you forget about it. Remember Fallout 4? My point exactly. Side note, quit fucking traveling to empty planets, walking around on them, and then going, I'm bored. No shit, Sherlock! I think I might just go stare at a wall later and complain that God didn't put in enough activities. Did you really believe that all 1,000 planets that Honest Todd made were gonna be jumping with endless stories? That was marketing fodder. You're better than this. Half of the fun of Bethesda games is figuring out what they lied about. We've been doing this for 2 goddamn decades now. You people are talking like somebody that didn't run across the entire fucking empty desert map to get to the slot machine. But I've already said too much about this game, and I won't say any more until mod support comes to fix these horrendous budget cut issues. I will not buck the trend. I will continue the Starfield discourse where nobody actually talks about the goddamn game until my demands are met. And only then will I make my 20-minute detailed breakdown of this shit, because if I'm gonna get bossed around by a gaggle of scary broads, I'm gonna make damn sure I get something out of the cutscenes other than nightmares. Thanks to the flock of pimps for bankrolling this video, and another huge thanks to all the pimperers for funding me during my Bethesda bug testing. Bye, pimps. Goddamn explosions.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Goddamn explosions.
Well, he was just sitting here.